Your life is full of daily bugs, decreasing your productivity and performance. And if you are searching for a source of daily life hacks to remove these bugs, decreasing your productivity and performance, then daily life hacks is your key to a wealthy source of valuable daily life hacks and tips for conducting a life full of productivity, fulfillment, and professional setting and achievement of your goals. The majority of us might be under the influence of the statement that intelligence has come with us since our birth, and we will not be able to change anything after. Either be lucky with more intelligence since our birth, nor be miserable, born with a low IQ, but the research has confirmed the contrary of all this. How we deal with our daily life and the things we do every day are the ones that influence on our brains remarkably, and this influence is the main motor that develops our thinking capabilities or decreases it or makes it go back. If any one of us has committed to improve himself, what would he make to be smarter? Anyone, no matter who is, a doctor, an engineer, or a technician, or a business leader, may give you useful opinions, and we will give you 10 thoughts. So which one of these would please you and you would include in your daily routine? 1. Be smarter with your time you spend browsing the internet. It's not important to spend most of your breaks or recreation sessions in checking your personal accounts, animal photos, and pets, etc. The internet is also filled with useful teaching resources, forums, on some useful websites, cultivating dialogues on TED website, and various tools to improve your language and the words you're using in your daily speeches. Exchange some of your time you spend on Facebook website with topics more nourishing your mind. 2. Write down what you have learned during the day. It's not important that the sentences you write have to be long or pleasing, but the time you would spend to search this sentence to reflect it on the paper would for sure explode your intellectual capabilities. Yoga trainer Kalodi Azola Oltocher says, write down, for example, 400 words about the things you have learned. The researcher in biological sciences, Mike Exi, shares with her the same opinion, and he says, among the things I have learned is you have to write down what you have learned during the day. 3. Write down what you have done during your daily activities. A big part of intelligence is a mix of happiness and self-confidence. That's why you should make them explode by writing your to-do list, and this list should not include the things you will have to do, but the things and tasks you have executed. The idea of writing down the to-do list of the tasks you have executed is a highly recommended skill to develop by the well-known therapist Azula Oltocher. The latter stresses on the importance of beginning writing down this list just to see and have an overview of the tasks you have executed during your life. 4. Start playing some mind-engaging games. Mind-engaging games and Sudoku, and also the kind of games enticing you to solve a mystery. They are just not amazing and having fun to play, but they may also be a great way to train your mind. Play chess and games enticing you to solve a mystery. When you start to think, it's a normal process, but when you know the way you are thinking, this is the feature you are looking for. You can also make use of some TV shows and websites and the books relating to this field. 5. Surround yourself with intelligent people. This may influence on your self-confidence. The popular proverb says, sitting with scientists makes you or would make you have a modest and humble personality, and sitting with mad, freaky guys would make you become arrogant. Going out with the guys smarter than you is one of the fastest way to learn. Sur Pasha says, who is a accountants manager of Symphony Telika, keep smart friendship. Remember that your average intelligence is the average of the 5 people you go out with them. Make yourself surrounded with smarter friends. Manas Soloy agrees with this idea that I prefer to spend most of my time with my technical directors, and I did not refuse the fact that I am still a normal programmer and a lot of things are waiting for me to learn. Try to be always modest and have a strong will and determination to learn. Tell me who are your friends. You go out with them, I will tell you who you are. The people you make them your friends have a big influence on you. That's why you should carefully choose and make this choice into serious consideration before you decide to choose. Try always to have 2 groups of friends. The first group includes people who are majoring you in some kinds of things or skills so that you would learn these skills and add them to your portfolio or experience. And the second group should include some people you are majoring so that you can learn the way of leadership and influence. 6. Read a lot. Well, this piece of information may not be new to you because it was the most relevant answer. Reading is of course an essential thing or skills. Opinions are varying about the topics you should read to develop your intelligence. Among the suggestions to improve yourself by the habit of reading the daily journal of science fiction, but the majority all agree about the importance of a big quantity. Read a lot, and from a personal point of view, I see that a big quantity is important, but the more important is the kind. You will not remember all the books you have read, so concentrate on the book category and to make a summary of the books you have read, and by the time you want to recover any information, you will not lose a lot of effort. In the end, what would be engraved in your mind is the book summary, not the book. 7. Explain to the others. The majority of us have heard the well-known Albert Einstein's statement. If you are not able to explain it clearly, you should admit that you have not understood it enough. Make sure you have well learned what you have studied, and that the informations would be engraved and attached to your memory when you try to explain to the others. Xe confirms in this context that we should explain what we have learned to the others. This idea is also confirmed by university student John Backless, who says, ask for anything you have learned, no matter how big or small it is. You should stick to it as long as you are still remembering the information and you are still able to explain its idea to anyone. It's easy to learn new information, but the capability to memorize these informations and teach them to the others is of course of great value. and the more difficult to perform. 8. Do new and various things and activities. After Steve Jobs dropped out of university, he had a lot of time. He enrolled into a semester of learning calligraphy. That was an illogical choice in those times, but the design skills he has learned were added in the first Macintosh computers. We cannot expect what would be useful and of great value to us later. You should just try to learn new things and skills and wait just to see how these things and skills would interconnect with your experience to form a marvelous mix in the future. You can't make these points you have learned and that have no connections with each other interconnect immediately. So just let them at the moment and be sure that these points by any means would interconnect with each other. You should have the will and determination to learn new things, even though they may not appear to be useful to you directly. 9. Learn new languages. Of course, you don't need to just speak fluently or immediately or go for a trip to learn professionally that language. You can work far from that, sitting in your office and cultivate the mind fruits. We have chosen for you this list of websites: Pewso, Live Mocha, Numerize. 10. Take parts of your time and dedicate it to you alone. It would not be surprising if the practicing doctor or teacher advise us to dedicate free time to our minds to treat what we have learned. In this, he says, sit with the silence on a daily basis, as well as spend some time thinking. In this context, the retiring cop Rick Bruno advises us to spend some of our time just in thinking. He thinks of any interesting thing while running. Those of you who are really interested in deepening their knowledge about the topic discussed in this video, here is a list of highly recommended book collection. Making Your Mind Magnificent by author Stephen Campbell. IQ, Just Don't Wish to Be Smart by author Bill Rockwell.